things theology, all things theology. We chop it up properly without an apology. Gotta give doxology to God hollow, because this is how we do it at All Things Theology.
Yo, grace and peace, guys. Welcome back to an episode of All Things Theology, where this is your host, K-Dub, and today we're going to talk about Chelsea Handler. Now, you may be asking yourself, who is Chelsea Handler? Well, she's an actress, a comedian, and she also hosts her own TV show called Chelsea Lately. Maybe you've heard of her. Well, recently she went viral on Twitter for saying what only I can say is the most hateful stuff towards children. And let me just say this off the offset, that I believe what Chelsea says is only a reflection of our culture. I'm going to play the video here for a second, then we're going to play it back and respond to each point. But guys, warning, there is graphic language, there is cursing in it. So just to let you know from the outset before I play the video.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes, since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store. I go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane, since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her, since I still don't have kids. Now it's time for a workout, so I hit Mount Everest for a quick climb. I invent a time machine, go back in time, and kill Hitler. Freeze, you bastard! It's amazing what you can do when you have this much free time. And that's a day in the life of a childless woman.
Now, if you watched that video with Discuss, you probably have a sane, rational, coherent mind, right? There are a few tweets that I enjoyed from this, from Allie Beth Stuckey. She says, "Sorry, Chelsea Handler, you can make your life seem awesome and kids seem awful, but I promise no 30-year-old mom of toddlers wishes they were 50 and single just so they could smoke pot in a hot tub." And I thought that was pretty funny and accurate. People who have children do delight in having children, and we're going to get more into that as I play this video. Allie Beth Stuckey says again, "Chelsea Handler acts like she wouldn't be able to do all the traveling and relaxing she does if she had kids. Said she gets to wear heels because she's not chasing a kid around the grocery store. Girl, you are 47. Your kids could be graduated from college and married by now." And that's absolutely true. Again, we'll flesh some of these things out as we respond point by point. So let's get into the video. Now, before we even get into the video, right, we read the first caption here, "Day in the life of a childless woman," right? Now, Chelsea is trying to make this like, hey, this is great. Every woman should do this, right? We're just having so much fun, right? And as a person who does not have any children, this is something I greatly desire. That's why me and my wife we're trying to adopt. We desire children. Matter of fact, the Bible, from a Christian perspective, says that children are a blessing from God, right? But she's just a reflection of our culture who hates children. That's why, our society is just aborting babies left and right. I mean, just so wicked and evil on what's going on. But let's see how fun, right, she makes not having children.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep.
So she wakes up at 6 a.m., probably around the time she would be having to wake up. She has kids and actually doing something productive. But what does? She gets high, right? She takes an edible, masturbates, right? That speaks for itself, right? Then she goes back to bed. I mean, this is the life of a teenager. That's what we're being seen as a virtue right here. What? I'm lost for words in some sense. Like, man, this is pretty childish. It's very interesting to the woman who doesn't want to have a child is being childish, and not only childish, but selfish. Am I right? look at the role reversal, right? I mean, I get why a selfish person wouldn't want to have children, right? It's a lot of responsibility. Children often are very me focused, and the parents have to lay down a lot of their wants and desires. I get it. How this culture me focus. Oh, I just want to be happy, happy, happy all the time, and I'm going to live life for myself. I get how having children can stop all that. But again, that shows more of the problem with yourself than actually children.
I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like.
And so again, wakes up at 6, gets high, right? Does all her sin, right? Goes back to bed at 8, wakes up 4.5 hours later at 12:30, just to say I'm going to do what I want. Well, okay. Again, you're a narcissist. Yes, a narcissist wants to do whatever they want, right? Again, but notice it's trying to make you like jealous. Man, if I didn't have kids, man, I could be doing this. As if any of this is virtuous.
Put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store.
That one was kind of humorous because hopefully she doesn't think that's what parents do all day. Although I don't have children, I'm around children a lot because some of my good friends have children. You don't have to be this parent. It's called training, disciplining your child. Yes, it's hard work, but I know many of my friends who don't chase their kids around, right? You have to train a child up. You're not going to be running around. But again, she's a child, so she's not able to raise a child, right? And again, just because you're old doesn't mean you're not a child. Just doesn't mean you're not childish. Age does not necessarily produce maturity, right? It's a way of thinking. If you don't grow up, this is what happens. This is a great video on what happens when children do not grow up.
Go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids.
It's like, you could train your child to not be a brat like you, they don't have to be screaming, children. Again, training and discipline, something you essentially have probably never gotten.
Me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready.
Again, this is making it like a movie, right? Like, oh man, because I don't have children, I'm actually involved into this powerful woman, right? This superpower woman. Like, obviously, right? This is being facetious, but again, I would argue some of the most quote unquote superpower women I know are mothers. Man, the things they can do are miraculous. I mean, holding 2 kids in their arms while they're cooking, changing a diaper. You want to talk about superpowers? Shout out to all the mothers out there, man. Shout out to all the women holding it down. But no, we have this woman right here, no children. I mean, one of the things I was thinking about while watching this is, and this is not a reason to have children, but obviously this comes with children, is the legacy you pass down, right? When you get old and when you get unable to take care of yourself, if Chelsea lives to reach 90 one day, you're probably not going to be able to take care of yourself. And children often bear that responsibility of taking care of their parents once they are in a state where they can't take care of themselves. Chelsea will be in the nursing home by herself, no visitors, no one to care for her, no family stories, no memories of close loved ones when familial, children. I'm thankful her parents didn't have that attitude she had, Let's keep it playing.
For a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning.
And so look, right. I mean, again, I told you it's going to be a little explicit. So she meets this guy on this dating app, and obviously you see what's on the screen, talking about their sexual morality. She wouldn't be able to do this if she had kids. Well, yeah, kids kind of stop a lot of the, stuff like this, thankfully, right? At least when you're trying to be, I want to call it what it really is, right? But you're being promiscuous, right? Again, she takes this as a virtue, right? She doesn't want to deal with she wants to have sex with many guys she wants, but not bear the responsibility of raising the children with these random guys she's meeting. Guys, she's promoting something that's not virtuous, something that's actually harmful to women. Random hookups are not good for women. They're not good for men either, but especially women. But she gets to do whatever she wants, right? Wow.
Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids.
Again, another childish thing. I'm calling the babysitter. Well, I don't even know how you got a babysitter in the first place. Didn't have kids. To tell them that you don't need her because you don't have kids. Again, this is like just a childish, like, to all you parents out there. I don't have kids. Your life sucks. Mine doesn't. Yeah, we don't believe you.
Now it's time for a workout, so I hit Mount Everest for a quick climb. I invented...
Yeah. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound... None of what she's saying actually sounds appealing to me. I mean, I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to meet people for random hookups. I don't want to eat edibles. None of this stuff actually sounds appealing to people who are adults and have grown up, right? All this stuff appeals to who? Children. The very thing she doesn't want to have, right? Just the irony of this all.
Time machine. Go back in time and kill Hitler. Freeze, you bastard! It's amazing what you can do when you have this much free time.
Silly.
And that's a day in the life of a childless woman.
And so, wow, there it is, right? A disturbing attitude to have, because if every woman thinks like this, I mean, our society will be gone in 80 years. There will be no society. And again, for these people, continuing a society, leaving a legacy, it doesn't matter. Life is about the now. Who cares if it's destructed when I'm gone? Who cares what happens, right? Any of this. It's a very selfish mind to have. And then again, as a Christian, I'm speaking to my audience, that children are a blessing. I love being around children. Man, their minds are moldable and shapeable. And obviously you can do good in a child's life by, teaching them that which is right. And et cetera, et cetera. And here's one thing to remind Chelsea of. Though she does not have children, children are watching her. Children are listening to her. And so she may not be raising children in her home, but she is influencing children in some way, in some form. So hope this video, guys, was helpful. If you liked it, give a like button, subscribe as well. Till the next time, y'all, grace and peace.